think today's my last day on this permission. No complaints for me. It's been a productive fall here, but cover crop is going in. I won't be allowed in the fields. So we have one more day, one more hunt, one more today to see what we can find of what the soldiers left behind in 1862 right here in Cold Harbor, Virginia. I'm the battlefield walker. We are digging the first hole of the day. Is that a little camp lead? All right, this is a large target. Maybe iron that's just fooling the machine. Yeah, let's see what we got there. Yeah, that's iron. All right, half a mule shoe. Sure, no shortage of those here. This sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, I think we got a Civil War bullet here. Oh, we've dug it up. Alright, it says it's right in here. And it feels very heavy, so I'm thinking that's the back of a bullet right there. Yeah, look at that. Okay, that starts the day. Probably been here 5 minutes. Union 3-ring bullet dropped. Some good friends of mine hunted here yesterday. There's their hole and there's their footprint. I think they missed a multiple bullet hole here. We're going to start right here, but I predict we're going to find more than one bullet. Hunting this deep program, I'm hunting right behind my buddies, and I've got several good signals here within a few inches of their hole. All right, I'm below the plow line. Oh yeah. Yeah, so something was missed yesterday. There's the footprint. Headed this way and 12 inches away, I've got, I think, multiple signals. We'll see. There's a nail. There's more. We're talking depth. I see a bullet just covered with black powder corrosion. Let's open this hole up a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's number 2. Oh yeah, more bullets in here. Oh look, there's the other one laying right next to it. All right, that's number 3. Yeah, we're not done. There's another one. That's number 4. Out of this one hole. Yes, indeed, there are more. Glass. All right. Here's another one, number 5, I think. Okay, so we're expanding this hole. Let's see if we can find the next bullet in the series, huh? Right here. I think I just felt the shovel hit something. Let's see. All right, there's the next bullet. Our hole, she is a-growing, and we are not out of targets. We've still got targets down in that hole. All right, so we've gotten 7 bullets out of this hole, and I'm getting more signals right here. All right, we've dug 8 dropped 3-ring bullets out of this hole. I'm out of targets. There's more in there. strong signal, and it's very deep. Yeah, we're getting down there, 1.5 foot easy. So there's a deep hole. And there's my bullet. Alright, there's the next one. Signal's weak at the surface, which it ought to be. We're about 2 feet down now. Alright, there's another one. There's another one. And I think we're done here. Is that it? Yeah, daggone buck. Okay, I see white. Looks like a bullet. Yeah, I think that's a bullet. No, piece of camp lead. I can imagine this hillside just dotted with campfires in 1862. Well, if that's camp lead, it's a big piece, and if it's a Civil War bullet, it's shallow, because this signal is just screaming at me. There's another bullet. Looks like that's been carved or cut or whittled on or something. Alright, there's another that I would say is going to be a shallow target. Wow, that is shallow. Yeah, boy, that thing was shallow. Just an inch in the ground. Another half a mule shoe. Yeah, we got a ways to go, but I can hear it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I see green. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Good button with a stand-up shank. Now what do we have? What is that? Little eagle vest size button. Nice, got a good stand-up shank on it. And I love to find buttons. So nice to bring home just a little bit of brass with your bullets. That last button sounded like a bullet to me. But this one actually sounds like a button to me. Let me let you listen. I got my hopes up for this one because it sure does sound like a button. No, it's not a button. That's a daggone poncho grommet. Shucks. I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's a Civil War poncho grommet. So again, I don't think this is a bullet. I think this is brass. Still sounds like a button. And I think of my grandson Shepherd Green whenever I say, I see green. Is that a rock? Is that green? Oh, look guys. I think I see green. All right, there's a nice green patina coat size eagle button. And got a good shank on the back. Got an eagle vest size button and an eagle coat size button today. Thought we were going to leave without any brass. Aluminum, I think. Yeah, aluminum. Ha! But it's just amazing to me that how much stuff is still in the ground. Despite all the years of relic hunting, I mean, I am by no means the only person that's ever hunted this property. Look what I see, Larry Hickey. That one's not too old. Farm vehicle, Larry. Yeah, what is that? It's not a... Oh, I thought for a minute it was a silver thimble. Some kind of stainless steel something or other. Alright, whatever it is that's in this clod. What is that? Okay, piece of a flat button, it looks like. It could be... I think that's a piece of a Colonial Tomback flat button. Not much left of that, but it is a button. All right, I'm hunting my way back to the truck. I got about 50 yards to go. I don't know what to think of this. That looks like the rim of a button or a shotgun shell. Which is it? Look at that. That's green. It is for sure green. It's a button. It's a flat button. Gosh, it's light. I don't think it's deep. All right, there it is. But I think that is a pulled bullet, loaded and pulled. The signal got weaker, but it got more stable. Some melted camp lead. I think that's kind of what we started with. That's probably what we're going to end with. Today was a good hunt, and I hope you are glad that you joined me. Those of you who are familiar with Cold Harbor know about the Adams Farm. Years ago, I was able to hunt Adams Farm pretty much whenever I wanted. Two friends of mine and I, Mud Duck and David, had decided to spend the whole day out on Adams Farm. I want to tell you a crazy story of when I found this Cannonball. 12-pound solid shot. I'm hunting through the Adams property, and I had been down in the creek, Bosun's Creek. And as I'm walking out to the truck, I just decide to swing my detector down into this little wet sinkhole, and I got a screaming loud signal. I start digging into the bank, and I get down there, and I see this iron round thing. Sure enough, it was this 12-pound solid shot Cannonball. When I lay my detector down, I get another loud, screaming signal. Sounded just like this Cannonball. I said, holy mackerel, there's another one in there. And I go back to find this second Cannonball, and I pick up my machine to move it out of the way so I can get down in the water and start digging around for it. I lay it to the side of the hole, and there's a third signal. Again, sounded exactly like this Cannonball. And I thought, there's a whole nest of cannonballs in this little hole. I jumped down in the water, boots soaked and filled with water. Then I start digging around in the bottom, and doggone if I didn't pull out a water pipe. And I thought, well, this must have been maybe a little spring house area or somewhere where they were pumping water from. And I was like, oh, that's funny. You know, I found the Cannonball, and then I thought it was another one over in the middle. But I said, I've still got that Cannonball over on the side. So I go over on the side and I start digging that, and it's more water pipe. Well, I did that about 3 or 4 times. There was about 3 or 4 sections of water pipe down in that hole. It didn't occur to me until later what had happened and how lucky I was. I'm sure that there have been multiple relic hunters who stuck their head down in that water looking for a signal, heard that water pipe, went down there, picked it up, realized what it was, dropped it, and then ignored all the signals, thinking that it was just a pile of water pipe. That's what I would have done. I think I was just the first relic hunter ever on Adams Farm to hear this signal before I heard the water pipe signals, which were only like 2 to 3 feet away from it. Because if I had heard and dug a water pipe as my first signal, and then I would have heard this, I wouldn't have gotten back in that water to dig again. I would have assumed it's a pile of water pipes down in there. And I would have probably told my friends, hey, don't bother, there's a bunch of water pipes in there. I think it was just dead luck that I was the first relic hunter to get a signal in that little wet spot, pulled this 12-pound Cannonball out first. No big lessons in that. I just think it's a funny story. Now, I'm going to show you
some video that I took that day. Now, you got to remember, this was years and years ago. The technology for taking video was not nearly what it is today. And so the video is grainy. There's not much to it. But in the video, you can see the hole with half of the cannonball exposed above the water level. You can tell that it wasn't very deep. And you can see me picking the cannonball up out of the water and taking a good look at it. And I'm hot and dirty and nasty. I'd been hunting all day with very little to show for it. And I was so happy about it. I planted a big old kiss right on the side of this 12-pound cannonball. I love the story. Thanks for watching today. And those of you who watch regularly, thanks for being so encouraging. If this happens to be your first time watching the Battlefield Walker channel, I sure hope you'll subscribe. And if you enjoy history, and especially history of the war between the states, as much as I do, I hope you'll come along and join me on the next relic hunt. The things that the soldiers walked away from and left sitting right where they were in the woods and fields, some of them are still there. Join me for the next one. I'm the Battlefield Walker. Be good. Say your prayers.